As a child, I always felt a little bit different than the rest, and I was okay with it. I just didn't know how to help others be okay with it. My name is Michelle, and I live in Boca Raton, Florida, and I've been practicing Nichiren's Buddhism with SGI for 5 years. So I was born in Ecuador. At age 7, we moved to Argentina. My mom is a doctor, and my dad is an engineer. Challenges that I face growing up in Ecuador and Argentina is that both countries are very Catholic. There were a lot of expectations on how a little girl should behave, how little girls should dress, when to talk, what to say and what not to say, and that was always a clash in my life. I started to seek for something different. I remember that there was this Chinese community and there were a lot of Buddha images, and I didn't really know anything about it, but I mentioned it to my best friend, and she told me that her sister was practicing Buddhism, but not just any Buddhism, but she chanted Nam-myoho Renge Kyo with SGI. So I attended a Buddhist meeting, and that was the first time I heard Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. And I was fascinated by it. I loved the sound, the vibration. It seemed amazing to me that something so incredible was happening around the corner from my house. I wasn't sure how to chant, if there was any proper way to do it, but I will do it anyways. I will chant while walking to places. I will chant while doing my chores at home. I will chant to myself like it's a song. I was just chanting. But I would still keep it a secret from my parents and many of my friends. I didn't have the confidence to share with others what it made me feel. And I think that the main obstacle was our Catholic family wouldn't accept it. You know, God might be upset at me for doing that. When I was 18, I started facing serious struggles. I got robbed with a gun, and that really traumatized me. I felt that my life wasn't under my control anymore, and I started to experience intense fear and anxiety and even panic attacks. And I was scared of going anywhere by myself. I stopped becoming more and more quiet and silent. I was afraid of randomly dying. My Buddhist practice was still a little bit up and down. But a close friend invited me to the Buddhist Center, and I saw a video of the president of SGI, Daisaku Ikeda, and in it he talked a lot about courage and the importance to forge that type of courageous personality in order to fulfill our dreams. And I learned from his words that I myself could be that courageous person. You know, I could dare to dream, to be anything I want to. This Buddhist practice became the center of my life. I started to break through all these fears, all these obstacles. I realized that my happiness was up to me. I was able to leave my house without the thought that I will die. I started to voice my opinion. I started to hold dialogues with people. A whole life can be one day. So why would I want to live an unfulfilling whole life every day? So I started to learn how to determine every day that I was gonna win, no matter how many fears I have. So chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo has always meant courage to me. When I was growing up in Ecuador, with all these expectations of how a little girl should behave or dress or talk, but the one thing that always stuck out was the fact that I like girls as much as other girls like boys. I knew that I was different, and I was okay with it. I just didn't know how to help others be okay with it. My main fear was what my family would think, and once I saw how none of that had anything to do with my happiness or their happiness, I just started living my life. I've learned that it's not really about whether I'm with a girl or with a boy, but bowing down to your Buddhahood and everyone else's Buddhahood. It was fulfilling to know that I could live my own life without being afraid of what others have to say. And that's what I did. My parents are still the Catholic parents. However, I'm able today to use Nam-myoho Renge Kyo to deepen our connection and base it in something more profound in which we still love each other and want our happiness. So 4 years ago, I decided to move to Florida to continue my education. My passion is photography and painting. The reason I'm so passionate about arts is because of expression. It's the one opportunity that you have to really voice out all your thoughts and connect so many hearts.
Looking back, I started taking pictures as a way to avoid facing my sufferings. I was hiding behind my camera lens. Yet through all of that, I learned to love photography, and I've come to realize that if it wasn't for all of my sufferings, I would have never discovered my passion.
When I chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, I feel completed. I feel powerful. I feel that I can finally see my life for what it is, because I'm reminding myself that I'm all it takes in order to be happy.